Today we shall start module 3, that is rectilinear translation or motion. Before going to start the topic, already we discussed engineering mechanics is classified into two types. One is statics, another is dynamics. See, so statics part already we discussed. We have learned about the statics, that is the different equilibrium conditions or the equation of equilibrium. Then come to the dynamics part. Dynamics part means if the body is in motion, that comes under the engineering dynamics. This dynamics again is classified into two types. One is kinematics, another is kinetics. Kinematics means the body is in motion, but here we are not considering the cause of motion. Only we are going to consider displacement, velocity, acceleration, etc. But kinetics is the part of dynamics where we are going to consider the cause of motion, that is we are considering the force. Here we are going to find out the magnitude of the force. Okay, then come to the kinematics. Kinematics actually involves the displacement, acceleration, retardation, velocity, displacement, everything. Then come to the actually we will discuss about the kinematics part. So in kinematics part, first we should know what is motion. Motion means any body changes its position with respect to time. Suppose a body changes its time or changes its position from one place to another place with respect to time, then we can say that the body is in motion. Then according to the travel of the path, the motion of the body is classified into three types. See, first one is rectilinear motion, then second one is curvilinear motion, then third one is circular motion. Come to the rectilinear motion. If the body is moving in a straight line path, then it is known as the rectilinear motion. If a body is moving in a curved path, then it is known as the curvilinear motion. Similarly, when a body or a particle is moving in a concentric circular path, then we can say that is circular motion. Now come to the displacement, velocity and acceleration. See, look into this figure. Suppose the particle or the body is at the point A. Now this body or the particle is moving from A to P and P to B and reaching at the final destination, that is B. That means the body or the particle changes its position, so it acquires the motion. Okay, now come to the path. Now see, there are two paths. One will be straight line path and another will be circular path, the curve path. See, if but here the body is moving in a curve path, so this is the total distance covered by the body, that is APB curve line is covered the total distance by the body. But see, from A to B is a straight line path and it is the shortest distance. So the shortest distance between the 2 point or the two position of the body is known as the displacement. So there are some points we have to remember, that it is the shortest distance covered by the particle with respect to the reference point. It is taken positive when it moves right of the reference point and it takes negative when it moves left to the reference point. Then again displacement has both the magnitude and direction, so we can say that it is the vector quantity. Then come to the distance. It is the shortest distance or route or path covered by the body. Then come to velocity. Now what is velocity? Now it is the rate of change of position of a body with respect to time is called the velocity. What does it means? If the body changes its position from A to B or from one initial position to the final position with respect to time, then we can say that it acquires the velocity. So here we can write the mathematical formula, that is average velocity is V equal to x2 minus x1 divided by t2 minus t1, that is del x by del t. That is the change in position or the distance between the initial position to the final position and it takes the time, that is del x by del t. Okay, then come to the instantaneous velocity. What is instantaneous velocity? Now the velocity of a particle at any instant of the time, that is called the instantaneous velocity. So we can write v is equal to, that is limit del t tends to 0 del x by del t, or we can say that is dx by dt, or we can say that if s is the distance then or displacement, that is ds by dt. So v is equal to ds by dt. Here velocity is the vector quantity, because velocity has both the characteristics, that is it has the direction and it has the magnitude. Okay, then come to, there is another part, that is speed. What is speed? Speed is defined as the distance traveled by a particular in a particular interval of time period. That means if a body covers some distance in a particular interval of time period, then we can say that is speed. So speed, we can also find the velocity v, that is speed v is equal to total distance traveled by the body divided by the time taken by the body. So this is the mathematical formula, and we can write that is s by t. Here speed is a scalar quantity, because only we are going to find out the magnitude here, but we are not considering the direction. Then come to acceleration. The rate of change of velocity with respect to time is called the acceleration. So we can write a is equal to dv by dt, that is d by dt with respect to ds by dt. So here we can write acceleration a is equal to d square s by dt square, where s is the displacement and t is the time taken. Okay. So what is the unit of a? That is meter square per second or meter square per second, meter per second square, or we can write that is kilometer per hour square. Okay, so this is all about the velocity, acceleration, speed. Then next part we will discuss the equation of rectilinear motion. Okay.